Hi everyone, it's Lou Collins for CraftStash, and today I've got a quick 3-minute card making hack for you, and this is all about die cutting multiple dies at the same time. So if you've got a set of dies and it's going to be so much quicker for you to run these through all at the same time, even if you're using different colour cardstock, you can do that, but there are a few tips to ensure that these dies don't end up overlapping and that they all cut through beautifully. So I've got this small set of floral dies. This is from the latest Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine, and there's a flower, some stamen and some leaves, so they're all going to need to be different colours. So the first thing I'm going to do is position my cardstock onto my base plate of my die cutting machine and remove my dies. Now I do this first of all and just position everything and make sure that I've got enough space on my plate to be able to put everything onto, and then I go ahead and I start looking at whereabouts on the plate I'm placing these. Now the most important thing is to make sure that these dies are not going to overlap, so low tack tape is going to be your best friend. We'll make sure there's some linked in the description because CraftStash have a fantastic set of 3 rolls and 1 tape dispenser for an amazing price, so check that out. But I'm going to put a tiny little bit of tape onto each one of my dies, just the smallest amount, and I'm also going to make sure that that tape isn't going to be going into the die cut too much, so it's kind of sitting on the outside, on the waste part. And now what I want to do is look at the entire plate and make sure that I've got these spaced out as much as possible. If everything is put together too closely like so, you're just going to have issues with not getting the correct pressure throughout the entire die cut. Ideally you want to place your dies so that the roller is only going over 1 or 2 dies at a time, but this isn't always possible because of the size of the dies. So when we do this, instead I'm going to just stagger these dies, and I'm going to try to make sure as much as possible, and it doesn't matter if a little bit of the waste cardstock is overlapping the die cutting plate, I'm going to make sure as much as possible that the roller is only touching one part of the die at any time. So these stamen, rather than putting them all together this way, I'm going to turn them so that the roller is concentrating on one at a time. If you wish, you can also tape your paper to your die cutting plate too. Now as I run that through, the roller, as I say, is concentrating on just one die at a time, but it's making our card making and crafting so much faster. Just check the reverse of your die cuts too, because if you see any ghosting, then you need to run that particular die through again, and this is why it's really important to tape your dies down. So I hope this 3-minute hack was really helpful for you if you're looking at speeding up your crafting and die cutting multiple dies at once. For more 3-minute card making hacks, don't forget to take a look at the playlist on the CraftStash YouTube channel, and of course if you haven't already, we'd love it if you could subscribe. Take care, we'll see you again soon.